The grotto was opened and designated by Walt himself in 1961, and he held a big dedication ceremony with children from representing other countries, maybe a little throwback to or part of the small world idea. I don't know, but he had children there from other countries when he dedicated it. But there's a little story about goes through the statues. So the statues were commissioned to be carved by an artist in Italy. And when he carved the statues out of marble, he made them all the same size. He was kind of coming from the idea of some soaps that had been carved in the shapes of the characters, and they were all the same size, meaning all the dwarves were the same size, as well as Snow White was the same size, so that they would fit in the box. And so the marble statues that were carved for Walt were all the same size. And so when he received his statues, he decided they needed to go in the park somewhere. And he talked to his, at that time, Imagineer, or John Hench at the time, and he says, find some place for these in the park. So John got busy on it, and he was thinking, oh my goodness, where am I going to put these? Anywhere I put them, it's going to look like a graveyard. These are going to look like headstones. And Walt was like, don't make it look like a cemetery. You'll come up with something, I trust you. So eventually, John did come up with the idea of the waterfall. And for two reasons. One, because it wouldn't look like a cemetery. But two, he knew because the Snow White statue was no taller than the dwarfs, he was going to have to use forced perspective, which they do a lot in Disney, to make Snow White look a little taller than she was by placing her up high and then the dwarves down lower. When they talked about maybe having the Snow White statue carved larger, the expense of it was just ridiculous. And so it was better just to do the forced perspective idea. And that's what they did. And hence the Snow White Grotto was born.